I'm Dr. Tony Thurman, Superintendent of the Cabot School District. Suicide, bullying, and social media. These three topics have not only caused great heartache, but also divisiveness between patrons and many school systems, including our very own. By continuing to address these issues, we hope we can work together for the benefit of every student. Now, let me be clear. One is too many. Talking about suicide. Suicide is not isolated to Cabot. It is a national issue. Preventing suicide deserves every bit of passion that we are currently seeing in our community. But we must recognize that for the sake of our kids, we need to be in this battle together. It has been posted on social media that the Cabot School District has a high percentage of students committing suicide due to bullying, and nothing is being done about it. The fact is, there are no statistics regarding suicide in school districts. The most detailed information that is available is only reported at the county level. Lonoke County falls in the middle and compares to other counties that are home to large districts. We have linked the most recent chart for Arkansas counties in this news story that we posted on our website and encourage you to review the posted information. Now, let me reiterate once again, one is too many. Rather than rumor, let's focus on the facts. Unfortunately, suicide rates among young people are increasing at an alarming rate nationally. According to the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention, suicide is the third leading cause of death in Arkansas for ages 10 to 24. Thankfully, and I mean that with my whole heart, our district has not experienced the suicide of an active student in several years. For this, we are very thankful. Throughout the years, we have taken measures to educate our students, parents, and community about suicide, bullying, and mental health. We have not stopped and will continue to support our struggling students. But we cannot do this alone. We need parents to communicate with us when their child is struggling, and we need to work together to support them. This is especially true when it comes to bullying. Bullying is a nationwide epidemic. Not only does it happen in communities, in the workplace, and at school, but it also happens after school, including nights and weekends, oftentimes through social media. Bullying is defined as repeated, unwanted, aggressive behavior that involves a real or perceived power imbalance. To be very forthcoming, please keep in mind that not every disagreement between students is bullying. Again, bullying as defined in statute is repeated, unwanted, aggressive behavior. It is becoming increasingly common to associate suicide with bullying. It is important for everyone to note that research shows young people at a higher risk for suicide often face risk factors other than bullying, such as a history of depression, anxiety, substance abuse, or other health issues. As a district, do we deal with bullying? Yes. Do we try to sweep it under the rug? No. Are we perfect? And do we handle every situation correctly? Absolutely not. We acknowledge there is bullying, and it is a challenge to manage. It's often said that bullying has gotten worse in the past few years. Isn't it ironic that this trend follows the increasing popularity of social media? TikTok, Snapchat, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Kik, WhatsApp, and other social media platforms amplify this challenge because students now have 24/7 access to one another. Sometimes that is okay, but many times it turns out to be not so good. Be assured that any bullying issue that is brought to our attention is addressed. There is a perception that the district does not care and that administrators do not respond to the concerns. Educators enter and stay in this profession because we do care. Statements made that we're turning a blind eye, those are simply false. Now, are there repercussions for bullying? Absolutely. But it is also not always appropriate for us to share the actions taken by our administrators. Understand that just because you do not hear the details, that does not mean appropriate action has not been taken. Despite there being consequences for bullying, do we sometimes deal with a student that hasn't learned a lesson? Well, absolutely. But there are progressively increasing consequences to follow. If your student does share with you that they are being bullied, it is imperative to report it to your student's building administrator. Please complete a bullying report form that is linked in this posting on our website. This provides you with documentation that it was appropriately reported. If a parent is not satisfied with how a report was handled at the school level, the parent should bring it to the district level by contacting myself or Assistant Superintendent Michael Bird at the district office. If a parent is still not satisfied and believes the issue has not been addressed, then they should contact the school board. Their contact information is on our district website. Additionally, bullying can be reported anonymously through our Panther tip line. Now, I just want to add some perspective. The fact is, the Cabot School District has over 10,500 PK through 12th grade students. The vast majority of our 10,500 plus students come to school every day, and they have a great experience. Our students come to school, they have a good day with teachers and friends. They go home, and we do it again the next day. It's understandable that you do not hear about those thousands of daily positive outcomes on social media, but please, don't forget that they do occur. For those that may not have good days, we do want you to be involved in working with us to solve them as a team. But again, we cannot do that without your help. The reality is that many times it is not reported to our staff or administrators when an incident occurs. Instead, it is brought to the district's attention through social media. This immediately puts our administrators in a reactive mindset rather than working through challenges between students in a proactive manner. Respectfully, we simply ask that you give us the opportunity to address situations first. But ultimately, we must all remain vigilant. The fact is that suicide, bullying, and the overall mental health of our young people are at a crisis point. Please, if you're not monitoring what's on your child's social media, it's imperative you do so. There are very frightening trends happening with social media. Schools can attest to the fact that social media can negatively impact the overall well-being of kids, and being proactive will make a difference. And I encourage you to take the time to review this news posting on our website. We've linked important information on suicide, bullying, and other mental health resources that we hope you'll find valuable. In closing, I believe that a good life lesson for all of us going forward is for us adults to model the behavior that we expect from our young people. As an example, whether our interaction is in person or online, regardless of whether we are angry, upset, or frustrated, just remember that name-calling, threats, and demeaning others is what's causing so many problems. We can still set the standard by communicating with courtesy. It's not that difficult to do, and what a difference it would make. Thanks for your support of our students and our staff, and go Panthers.